Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us again for the ninth webinar in the series. Very excited to have Emily here tonight, and of course, Leigh as well. My name is Jacqueline Menconi, and I'm a makeup artist out in the New York, New Jersey area. Been doing makeup professionally in the television, commercial, and film industry since 2009. And we're excited to share, some information for you tonight. Leigh?
All right, and my name is Leigh Raeder, and I am in the state of Wisconsin. I've been in the cosmetology industry for over 22 years. I'm also a former salon owner, so I'm really happy to have Emily on. We share a lot of things in common as far as somewhat with our career, but she has a lot more knowledge and different things than I do, so it's a pleasure to have her. But she actually became a salon owner at the age of 18. I can't even believe that. That is like so amazing. And she has worked in the beauty industry for more than 30 years. Her passion as a hairstylist spilled over into makeup in about 2011. And during that time, she was actually obtaining her New Jersey State Cosmetology Teacher's License. And she decided she needed a way to work smarter rather than harder. And at that time, she decided to combine her experience as a stylist, salon owner, and licensed teacher to become an international educator in the cosmetics field. So she is now able to train and help other, beauty professionals in, how to leverage their time and efforts and be successful. So she is absolutely amazing. I am so excited to have her on. And, thanks for joining us tonight, Emily.
Yay,
Thank you.
Emily!
Thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it. I'd love to do these types of things because it's kind of a way for me to give back to the industry. It's just an amazing industry, and I just couldn't imagine my life without it because it truly is my passion. So I'd love to share with other people that are in the industry, especially new and upcoming beauty professionals. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, and I'm like so impressed with, I've gotten to spend a little bit more time with you lately, and you're just absolutely an amazing woman as well. So I have to add that in with that introduction as well. But
thank you.
Tell us how you got started in the beauty industry.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I've always loved, like your typical little girl, I've always loved makeup and hair. I was fortunate enough that my mother was a beauty professional as well. And when I would say at the age of 15 was when she decided that she was going to open her own salon. So I knew for a fact that I was going to go to beauty school. So what I did was I went through the high school program, which I think is an amazing way to obtain your cosmetology license because, it's like, first of all, the school pays for it because, I mean, let's be real. I think it's like $24,000 now to go to cosmetology school. So if you really know that that's your passion, then I think like 8th or 9th grade they do it now. You can apply to go to your you can apply to be accepted to your local what is that called? Like I don't know what they call it now, like IT school. Institution of Technology. So that's what they called it here, Atlantic County Institution of Technology, and they have a cosmetology program. So a lot of kids go through that program. And I was fortunate to be one of them. So at the age of 17, I graduated, but I couldn't get my license till I was 18. So I turned 18 in August, and my mother opened our first salon in December. So I was 18 years old, and then she opened another one in another location. So I ran the one in Atlantic City, and she ran the one in the other location, which was in Hamilton, New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
That is amazing. So you were like in charge of the whole salon at age 18.
Pretty much. I mean, she ran the daily business aspect of it, but I kind of took charge of, and she just kind of threw me in there. I took charge of the marketing, the branding, keeping the salon relevant. We were really big on that because, you know, there's millions of salons, but if you don't keep your name out there and keep it relevant by participating in charities, creating different events so that people know who you are, that's like super, super important. And I think that that had a lot to do with the success of our salon.
Wow.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
And you know, building on that, Emily. So you went from 18 years old, having basically your own salon, running an entire salon on your own. What was the next step for you? How long did you have that particular salon? You know, what kind of work were you doing? Were you doing any freelance work on the side, or was it only the salon because that was taking over your life at that point? Give me an idea of what else you were doing.
So definitely we did a lot of weddings, so we did a lot of on location work. We live really close to Cape May, and Cape May is like a really, really popular destination area for weddings, so we did do a lot of that. We also were in Atlantic City, so which back then, I don't want to say how it was, okay, so it was in the 80s.
Oh, God.
You know, we had the Miss America pageant in Atlantic City, which was a really, really big deal, and all of the contestants would come to our salon to get their tans and their massages and their waxing. We did a few of their hair, like just to prep, but they basically had to do their own hair backstage, so no one could be backstage with them. So we were able to do a lot of little events. We also did, every year we participated in a charity event for the Hispanic Alliance community, which was like a huge organization. So we did we ran the pageant for that. So we were really, really into our community events, and definitely on location, what would you call them? Services.
Right.
Okay.
Right. No, that's great. And if it's okay, Leigh, can I ask the next question also, because
Sure, go ahead.
I have one in my mind. Okay, so we may have a decent amount, Emily, of newbies right now listening in. Due to the beauty industry, they might be looking for some guidance. They're not sure where to turn. But on the other side, we may also have some veteran beauty professionals, you know, whether it's television, commercial, or whatever, makeup artists or hairstylists and salon atmosphere. Maybe they're not sure where to turn because they're happy with what they do, but they're just kind of exhausted. So I guess what my question to you is, it's a two-parter. So part one, what would be your advice to people just starting out in the beauty industry as far as where they should go for to look for trainings, or how to look for mentors or something like that, or what kind of attitude they should have? And then on the second part of that, for people who have already been in the industry for a while, what kind of mindset they should have to increase their income, maybe start leveraging their time, that kind of, just like, what should they be thinking of? What kind of business mindset should they be acquiring?
Okay, so first part.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is for those that are new in the industry. I would suggest, and I would suggest that you find someone that's in the industry that has experience and that is willing to take you under their wing and show you the ropes and help you build your clientele. I mean, it's kind of, it's easy to say. It's not
Right.
as, it's easier said than done, that I can say. I personally, as a salon owner and a business owner, that is my thing. I prefer to take someone that's new out of school and kind of mold her into a beauty professional. I'd love to do that because they're so hungry and they're passionate and that's what they want, but they don't have the guidance, you know. So they kind of have to go through the bumps and the bruises of the industry before they realize exactly where they want to be. Or the industry has so many components that you kind of got to figure out what is your niche. Like some people are into hair, some people are just colorists and they love color. Some people are more into the administrative or the business end of it. So I like to give anyone that I'm mentoring a little bit of everything so that they're well-rounded. I think that's really, really important, and I kind of have, I work with a curriculum, and so I kind of take them through that curriculum so they have a little bit of everything, and then they can find out what is their real passion within the industry. So did I answer the first part of your question?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, okay. Absolutely.
Okay.
And if you could expand on it just a little bit with like the type of people that you would be looking for, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people graduating cosmetology school,
yes,
or graduating another type of beauty school every month, right? Like thousands and thousands and thousands.
yes.
So how do you sort through those people? Because they all can say that they're hungry, right? But sometimes you get someone who says that they're hungry, and then actions speak louder than words, kind of thing.
They do.
So, like, what kind of mentality are you looking for in a newbie?
Well, honestly, I think because of my experience for so many years, kind of sifting through these people, I kind of can tell right off the bat, so I'm lucky that I can kind of like pick at that person and I can tell. I can tell you from the one thing I can say, if that person's constantly contacting me, constantly asking me questions, constantly just wanting to follow me or shadow me, then I know that she's the one, and that passion is there. Yeah, and she definitely and is coachable. That's the most important thing, is that she's coachable and that she's consistent, and and that she trusts me to lead her in the right direction. Because trust has a lot to do with it. A lot of people are skeptical, or unfortunately, I don't want to speak for all salon owners, but there are some salon owners that are also salon owners and operators where it can be a conflict of interest sometimes. So I like to make that really, really clear. Like, my goal is to get you to build a strong clientele that 20, 30 years from now, those people are still coming to you, and their kids are coming to you, and you watch their kids grow, and that's the whole idea. It's more longevity than just servicing that person at that moment.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's great advice. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and it's almost like the ones that are gonna, be they're gonna come to you and want to do it, and not those that you kind of have to drag along with you. I mean, there's a huge difference between that, and they have to be somewhat self-motivated, I think.
Right. Yeah, definitely self-motivated, and understanding that it's super important to take responsibility for self-education. Because I'll give you the information, and and I will tell you where to find it. And then when we have our next conversation, I can tell if they dug in and really researched it and you know, are ready to move forward to the next level.
You hear that, people? You hear that, graduates?
Yeah.
You gotta do the work.
You gotta do the work. You gotta put it in. Yep.
You gotta
And
do
it's
the
a lot,
work.
I mean, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot
is.
of work at the beginning because it's a huge learning curve. And I think you can agree that, you know, when you graduate from cosmetology school, you know, they can only teach you so much, and you're going to learn so much on the job, but you have to constantly keep improving and learning and, you know, kind of monitoring what you're doing and just building that relationship with the client, like you said, and, you know, creating that so they want to keep coming back. So that leads me into the question, you know, how did you build your clientele? Like, how, I know a lot of stylists out there are struggling where they're like, I can't build my clientele fast enough. I can't, you know, I'm not busy enough like I need to be. So what advice do you have that? And that's going to go into, you are also really good at branding yourself. So, you know, if you want to incorporate that into the conversation right now too, you know, just whatever advice you would have for them.
Okay, so I would pretty much sum it up with one word. If you want to brand yourself, you need to be consistent. Consistency is everything. So, for instance, before I wake up in the morning, I mean, not before I wake up, when I wake up in the morning, before I get out of bed, I do not get out of bed until I grab my phone. I mean, I do this every morning religiously. I just think it's part of being consistent in terms of branding yourself. So I grab my phone and, I mean, there's so many platforms out there with regards to social media. But for me, Facebook works really well. So I go on my Facebook and I kind of scroll and I kind of read what's going on and, you know, just kind of to check everybody out and see what everybody's going through this morning or whatever. And then I'll start to post. So I normally like to post a positive post to say good morning, and then I'll talk about, let's say I'm going to an event or I'm going to a brunch or something. I'll talk about what I plan on wearing in terms of makeup, or I'll talk about if I wake up with a pimple, I'll talk about skincare that morning. But my followers always know and can depend on receiving something from me every morning. And then for lunch, when I sit down for lunch, I always go back to my phone and I scroll through to answer any questions, to conversate with people that have left comments. I even go as far as counting. My husband thinks I'm crazy when I do this, but I count all the likes because if the post received a lot of likes, then I'll share it again, just so that it's there for the evening. And then I'm keeping track of who's liking these posts every day so that I can inbox her and see how I can service her in any way. That's the one part of the question, which was branding, right? So then the second part of your question was to build a book. This is like so important to me, and I teach this to anyone that I've mentored, and I'm happy to say that most of the women that have worked with me, most of them have worked with me for over 15 years, and they're all salon owners, and they run their businesses the same way. I think it's really important for the stylist to understand that you're just not styling that person's hair. It's super, super important to develop a relationship before we even start talking about hair. So you want to know what they do for a living, how many kids they have, you know, do they have pets? You want to be super, super personal. And I always tell them this: make sure that you say her name or his name 5 times throughout the visit. So, Sue, how you doing today? Sue, what would you like to have done today? Sue, do you like this conditioner? Because by the 5th time, now she is your best friend. She's she's going to be super, super loyal to you because you made it personal. And then lastly, at the end of the service, you ask her, obviously you show her the mirror and you ask her if she likes it or he likes their hair, because you want to know for sure that they like their service, right? And then when you're done, ask for the referral. Listen, I'm building my book. I'm new in this salon and I really need your help. I really appreciate if you would tell your friends and your family that you really enjoyed your service today. And
that's great advice.
Right, because a lot of times stylists would just do their hair and just concentrate on the service today, but you need to think about the service forever, not just for today.
Right.
Yeah. That's huge. And I have to say too, with as far as like your branding is concerned, I love how on social media you keep it informative, you keep it real. But, you know, sometimes when I'm mentoring professionals, you know, sometimes some of their stuff on social media is sort of questionable. And, like, I really do tell professionals, like, you have to keep it good. You know, clean up your Facebook. Don't complain all the time. Because when people come in, they want to come to somebody that is going to be positive and not complain to them and talk about, you know, all that's wrong, because there's too much of that in the world. So Emily is a great example of what you should do, because she is building a great social media presence. I do have to say that. Thank you. One of the best that I have seen. So good job. Good for you.
Thank you.
And I love your answer for building the books too, because I think the more you make it out for that person, like they are in your chair, it is their time, they are special, and it's about how you make them feel as well as how you're making them look. So
absolutely.
I love that answer. That's amazing.
Good.
You're so knowledgeable. So I'm going to let Jacqueline take the next question.
Okay.
Well, you know, I'm not sure if we answered the part 2 of my question before. Okay. In regards to, now I'm thinking, I'm not sure if we answered it. In regards to people who have been in the industry, I know we covered newbies, right?
Yes.
For sure. But what about for people who have been in the industry for a little while or a long while, and maybe they're feeling a little bit stale, maybe they're not happy with where they are in their career, and this again can go along the entire spectrum, whether it's salon to, you know, TV commercial, bridal, whatever. What is your advice to them? Obviously, at that point, let's hope that they have an amazing skill set, right? An amazing hands-on skill set if they've been in the industry for a while. But so let's talk about more of their mindset. What would you recommend as someone who has been in the industry for a while? What would you recommend to other people that have been in the industry that long?
Okay, so I would definitely recommend that you start to seek a way to work harder. work smarter, not harder.
Okay.
That was huge for me.
So how did you do all of that?
Okay, so in 2013, okay, so let me just back it up. In 2012 or 11, a woman came into my salon and she introduced me to a wonderful product, and it went over really, really well. It was a custom blending foundation. It came in mineral powders and liquids, and the profit or the return was over 200%. And that kind of blew my mind. Like, wow, is that, I couldn't believe it. And my customers just ate it up. They loved it. And the best part was, not only was it good for business, but it was also, I felt like I was creating a solution, because a lot of women have a really, really difficult time matching themselves. So it was just an amazing an amazing product, and it worked really, really well in my salon. And then fast forward 3 years, well, before I fast forward, the best part is it creates a residual income. And the reason why it creates a residual income is because every 2 to 3 months that they are going to ask for a new bottle. So I already had their formula. All I needed to do was just mix it up, mail it to them, or they can stop by the salon if they live locally, they pick it up, and it was just a residual. It grew really, really big. I taught everybody in the salon how to create the formulas and how to create the refills. So all of the stylists would make $15, $20 per bottle, which was great. Excuse me, extra money for them, because it's really, really important as a salon owner to find ways to allow your staff to make extra income. I mean, it's huge, because there's only so much you can do in a week in terms of income. So that was one. Fast forward 3 years, the woman, her name was Linda McLaughlin. I love her to death. She constantly would come in this salon and say, Emily, you really need to look at this. You really need to look at this. There's a business behind this, and I just need you to come look at it. But I was so busy, just managing all these people, and then my family, and I just got married, and, it was just really, really overwhelming. And then I just kept saying, no, I don't have time. I don't have time. So in 2013 was when I decided, okay, I'm going to go look at this business, because by then I had 30 years in, well, almost 30 years, like 27 years in, and I was just tired. And then I looked at myself and I said, I don't want to be 60, 65 behind this chair. I don't want to do hair or do beauty services because I need to pay my car payment or I need to pay my rent. I want to do it because I love it. I want to do it because it's my passion, not because I need it to live. And so many people that are 60, 65 years old that they don't have a plan B. And she just kept saying that this is a plan B. You really need to look at it. So I went with her to International Convention in North Carolina, and I was blown away. I was blown away with the potential. And for me, it was like a retirement plan. I was like, wow, I actually have a way to work smarter and not harder. So, and still doing what I love. That was the most important part for me. It had to be within the industry because that's what I love to do. And the most important part was I was able to set a goal to be able to inspire and empower others and to be able to utilize my New Jersey cosmetology teacher's license, because you don't need that license, but I did the 6 months, 500 hours. I paid $7,000 to get this license, and then I hated it. I hated it, and what I hated is I've been my own boss all my life, and they wanted me to punch in and punch out, and let them know when I was going to the bathroom and when I was going to lunch, and it was just not me. I'm a free-spirited person. I'm an entrepreneur. I just couldn't see myself doing it. So this company, am I allowed to say the name of the company?
Yeah, of course. Share it with us. Yeah, definitely.
So it's called Modus Cosmetics. So I'm able to not only create a residual income, I'm able to mentor, which that's what I was doing anyway, empower others to do the same. And now I'm a trainer for the company. So I'm able to train those that I'm mentoring to build the same residual income for themselves, so that they can, okay, you can still do hair, you can still do makeup, you can still do all of those things that you love, but you're building something that in 2 to 3 years you can actually sit back and say, you know what, I don't want to do hair today. I'm going to take a month off, because you have that to fall back on.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what I want to kind of just touch on a little bit of what you said is, number one, most hairstylists don't have a lot of retirement or a plan B. I mean, that's really standard in the industry.
Yes.
Number two is a lot of people don't realize when they're first starting out how physical it is to be behind the chair.
Yes.
You know, working those long hours on your feet, not many breaks, not really eating like you should, not drinking fluids. I mean, like, we work our hinders off. We just are really hard workers, and that really takes a toll on your body. So I really think it's important. There's so many things that you said that are really important just now, but people, especially if you guys are young or starting out, I mean, I'm not, you know, I've been in the industry not quite 30 years, but, you know, probably at year 20, I really started to feel the effects of all of those years of working. And even though you love it, if your body is telling you you can't be doing this anymore and you don't have anything else coming in except for when you're behind the chair, you know, it's better to think about it early on than later on. So I just love that. I love that. And, you know, the company and Custom Blend and all of that. So what else, like, Jacqueline, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to add, because I am not a cosmetologist, so I'm not behind a chair every day, but I do makeup and hair for, you know, television commercials and bridal. Well, not hair for bridal, but I do makeup for bridal. And so I'm looking down the list of attendees, and I know I see at least a handful of other freelance makeup artists on the list, who I'm sure, you know, comment in, guys, if you have anything to add to this. But I'm exhausted already. You know, I mean, I've been doing this. Before I switched to makeup artistry as my full-time career, I was a producer. And so that was more of a, you know, I was able to sit a little bit for most of the time. And then, you know, when it was a shoot time and I was actually producing the shoot, I was more like up and running around and doing all that kind of stuff. But as a makeup artist, I'm either at a bridal gig, and I'm literally standing for anywhere from 5 to 8 or almost 9 hours without eating, sometimes barely drinking, and just standing the whole time. Even if I have my high chair to help my back, I'm still slightly bent over. So it's all up in my lower back, you know.
And you got your arms up.
Oh, yeah, and my arm, it's terrible. And then if I'm not doing a bridal gig, I'm on a television or commercial set, which is up, down, back, forth, up, down, back, forth, you know. And if the production doesn't have, for some reason, a director's chair for the talent to sit in for me to do their makeup, and I didn't bring my own, then I'm hunched over completely doing makeup on a regular sized chair. So even, and I just wanted to make that comparison because even my body now in 2016, I've been doing this professionally, officially since 2009. Even with just those, you know, few years, I'm feeling it, and I've been feeling it for the past 2 years.
It's the same. It's very similar because it's the same motions and movements and standing, and, you know, of course we always try to wear like cute shoes and, you know, things like that because, you know, you want to look nice and you know, things like that. So
I gave that up a long time ago.
I know. Well,
even in
sneakers, you do after a while.
You know what? Even in my Chucks, even in my Converse Chucks, right? I'm still feeling it. You know, it's really tough. So the fact that you're bringing this up, Emily, I really appreciate it because you know, the whole idea and concept of something residual. If people aren't familiar with that term, just like, you know, the actors on Seinfeld or on Friends, both of those series are no longer being shot, but they're still running in syndication, and all of those actors are getting paid residuals every single time that an episode airs. They're getting paid still. They did the work once years ago, and now it's still paying them. What they made years ago is now paying them. and that's called residual. So, so just the fact that you know, had that mindset and had that insight to know to build something that way so that you can benefit from it in the future, I think is incredible.
I'm so, every day I'm just super grateful that this, and when I tell you she was persistent, I don't know about you, but you're a salon owner, so you understand. We have people coming in the salon every day, you know, trying to sell us their new products. And I just, you know, leave the literature on the desk. I'll get to it. You know, it's just overwhelming sometimes. But I have to say that she was super, super persistent, and she just saw something in me, and she said, you would be dynamite at this, and you would be able to help so many other people to realize, you know, what this system is and what it has available for, I mean, it could, for young and old. I mean, there's no age to it. There's no, it's just, it can be, anyone can do this, like anyone can do this. So I'm just really, really grateful that she was persistent. And I always joke around with her, like I threw her out of the salon like 10 times, like, listen, lady. But she was, like, no, I don't want another business, you know. But she really was persistent, and I'm just so grateful that she was, and that she just kept coming back. I mean, she could have just continued to sell the makeup to me. Right. And I actually, I didn't know I owned the business. I didn't know I was an unfranchised owner till 3 years. You know, what she did, yeah, it's crazy. Like, I didn't even know that I owned this, but she did my Form 1000s, which I didn't know anything about. And she basically said, you know, for you to have this exclusive system of this exclusive product in your salon, you just have to do an auto ship. So she did my auto ship. She sent me some primers and some brushes because I was selling them anyway. And I did that for 3 years. And I'm just so grateful. I just wish that I would have listened, because then I would have been sitting. But that's fine. That's fine. I'm building now, and I have a great team, and we're working really hard, and we're reaching out to a lot of other, not only beauty professionals, because it's just not for beauty professionals. There's so many other divisions, but just the business overall is it's just a blessing. It really, really is.
You know, and I have to say, sorry, I just wanted to say, like, it is so true about when you're a salon owner, like everybody is trying to talk to you about this and this and that. And when I came across the company that Emily is referring to, I had a preconceived notion. I guess I thought it was, you know, kind of one of those multi-level companies, you know, something like that. And so it took me 6 months to even, you know, listen, because I even had my receptionist or salon manager screen everything. So nobody could ever really get to me, because literally probably 10 to 15 calls a day of people just trying to sell me something. So, you know, honestly, there's a lot of things out there. So tell me about, like you said, the whole retailing part and the custom blend. You know, how is that different than, you know, bringing in just another line or working with a multi-level company? You know, what makes it so different? Because I think, you know, we're sort of categorized in some of the other things that are out there, and I want to hear from you, you know, what makes it so different?
What makes it different, I would say, is there's a business behind the business. So there's a business behind the product. So not only are you creating a residual income with returns and refills, but you're also creating, there are points connected to these products, and you can create a residual income, and you can share the points with your team, and those points grow, and you can actually get paid a commission. So, and that commission is not just the one time, it's like forever. So if that makes any sense, there's a business behind the business. So that is my retirement plan.
That's awesome.
And that's really when it becomes residual, honestly.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, so,
exactly.
and I know we don't really get into the specifics of all that, and because it is so different, you know, we do recommend, you know, whoever invited you guys to watch this webinar, whether it's live or, you know, recorded, get back with that person and have them show you the actual business plan behind it. And we do have different programs depending on, you know, what you want in your salon or your career. We really do customize it to whatever fits in with, you know, what you have going on. But I would definitely take a look at, you know, what Emily's talking about and get just all the details on it to make an educated decision, because it's changing lives. It's changing the industry. It's an exclusive product that's not available in stores. It's only available through, you know, unfranchised owners like Emily and salons that we work with and makeup artists. And it's one of the top trending brands on social media. So people are looking for it. And because it's exclusive, they can't find it just anywhere. So look it up on Instagram. Motive Cosmetics is the brand that she's talking about with the custom blend, and it's amazing. But I interrupted Jacqueline again. We're all like so excited. Like we're just
excited to have you here, Emily. I was actually going to ask you to just touch a little bit more on the custom blend side and also the quality of the cosmetics themselves. So so what I mean by expanding on the custom blend, because I know you've kind of talked about it a decent amount, just maybe get a little bit more specific in the profit margin, if you can, and you know what you can sell something for, what it costs you to make, and then you know, do you feel that it's that it makes your salon more exclusive to offer that service, that kind of stuff, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, so a custom blend, what I love about custom blend is, yes, it's makeup. It's amazing makeup. It can be used by your everyday woman and from your beauty professional. It can be created as light as a BB cream or just like a tinted moisturizer, all the way up to, you know, HD makeup for film and photography. And even tattoo coverage. I mean, the quality is just amazing. And I was told at several other trainings, because the trainings are just amazing. I mean, I'm a trainer, but I learned so much from other trainers. I just love to learn more and more about it, because so many people are doing different things with it. It's kind of like skincare. So it's more skincare than it is makeup. So, and I was told that it was originally created for burn victims. Yeah, I was told that it was originally created for burn victims because obviously they can't wear makeup on top of their wounds, you know, and they're still healing. So this product has healing properties, which I thought, it just blew my mind, like, wow, you know, because so many people, you know, they just wear makeup and the makeup doesn't have any type of healing properties or any type of benefit to their skin. It's just makeup, you know, it's just covering up like a Band-Aid would. So this is actually healing your skin if you have different things going on, let's just say. But that's one of the aspects. From the financial standpoint and as a business owner, again, the profit margin is just ridiculous. I mean, there's no other way to explain it. It's I think it's like $13.75 to actually create a liquid foundation, and you can, depending on your territory and where you're located, your demographics, you can sell it for as little as $50 up to whatever, $95, depending on where you live, because depending on where your salon is or where your business is located, there might be some areas that if you sell it for $50, they won't understand the value of it. So it depends on where you are demographically.
But it can be up to you. You can basically set the
Definitely.
price.
It's definitely up to you. You can definitely set the price. And it depends on your skill levels too, wherever you are. Because, you know, if you're a well-known artist and people know who you are and they want they seek your services, then absolutely. Whatever whatever you want to set the price at, that's, whatever you feel that your talents are. Because, I mean, this is color. That's the best part. It's like, for me, it was like candy. It's like being in a candy store because I love color. I'm a colorist. And just creating, yes, yay. Just creating these different colors. Yes, it's like, it's amazing. So, and then I'd love to allow the customer to help. I have them mix it. I have them put it in the bottle, and they love that. They absolutely love being a part of it. And now our newest little thing that we're doing now is, this paint party craze that's going on now, where everybody's painting these paintings. Well, our team, and we're doing paint parties, but they're custom blend paint parties. So everybody sits around. Yes, everyone sits around at a table, and I give everybody a beaker. It's so much fun. Yes, I give everybody a beaker, and everybody gets the custom blend survey, and they fill out the survey, and I teach them how to turn it over and create their own formula. And then I tell them 10 pumps, 5 pumps, 20 pumps. They create their own foundation. They put it in their own bottle.
Oh my God.
And it's amazing. Yeah, it's so much fun.
I adore this idea.
Oh my God, it's so much fun. Yes, and they love it.
I'm doing it. I'm totally doing this. That's amazing.
That is, I want to do that too.
Oh my God, you'll love it. I mean, and it creates such a buzz. It's a great girls' night out. And they just love it. And then I'll bring some powders, and I normally don't do the liquid and the powder on the same day, so we'll book another party with someone else that's there that wants to book the powder portion of it, and then we'll do that, and then we'll build from there. So we'll do all about eyes, all about lips, contour and highlighting. You know, everybody loves contour and highlighting. So we build upon from event to event, starting with custom blends paint party.
Oh my God.
I love that idea.
Yeah, oh my God, it's so much fun.
That is so fun.
I love it.
Yeah, that is such a great idea. Because I love going to those wine and paint parties.
Yes.
Yeah. So much fun. So do you incorporate wine into these parties?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's get our priorities straight here, Emily, okay? Let's get our priorities in order.
Oh, definitely. Red or white, yeah.
So I'm going to say wine.
Absolutely. Yes, definitely need wine, but they just have a really, really good time. And the point that I want to make about the paint parties and the reasoning behind my thought process with the paint parties is not only, and it's a good time and it's just a lot of fun, what I really look for is that person that's really looking at this like, wait a minute. I could totally do this.
Yeah.
And so now my main motive is to empower someone, to let them see and touch and feel and actually do it, so they can say, I could do this. I could do this and create a residual income doing this. This is great. Because otherwise they'll look at it, they'll look at my little tower and I'm like, oh my God, they would be so intimidated. But when they do it, when they physically do it themselves, it just empowers them. And I could always pick out that girl that's like, oh, wait a minute, I could do this, And then I'll talk to her, you know, I'll put it out there like, you know, if you know anyone, and I always say, if you know anyone that might be interested, you know, we're always expanding our business and we're always looking for, you know, to empower other women. And I get so many of them like, oh my God, I could totally do this.
That's so cool. And what
Yeah.
a great way to network and
Hmm.
not only just for, expanding your business with motives and custom blend, but even like maybe she wasn't aware that you owned a salon. Maybe just in that networking aspect of it
All
too.
right.
Maybe, the majority of the people at this event, this home event that you are doing, maybe they didn't realize that you have ties to a salon or anything like that. So that
Hmm.
could mean more business that way for you too. So it's just
Right.
kind of like this whole, from what I'm understanding from what you're saying, it's just like this,
Hmm.
it's all about networking, right?
Yes,
And
for sure.
trying to service the client. It's not about selling,
No.
but it's more about
Yeah.
servicing, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hmm.
Right, and there's also, I don't know if we really touched on this, but besides the custom blend, there's also pre-made, pre-packaged products as well.
Oh yeah.
So, you can totally finish their look and provide them with,
Absolutely.
the high quality pre-packaged products. But, even with a custom blend, even they can mix lip color, eyeshadows, blushes, bronzers, you name
Oh
it. You can
yeah.
pretty much blend anything. And
Anything.
women love to get together and play with things. So, like,
Hmm.
makeup is, oh gosh, I'm going to do that because I think
Yep.
that sounds like so much
I'm doing
fun.
it.
And it's,
Oh, I'm
I'm
doing
all
it.
about having fun. Oh,
I'm
yeah,
Yes.
totally
that's a
doing
great
it.
idea.
Yeah,
Wow.
the pre-packaged stuff is so great. On when I'm on set or if I am with a bride, my kit is 98% this line. And it is this line, it is motives because, and Emily, if you want to talk a little bit about this too,
Mhm.
I'll kind of introduce, I'll set you up here.
Okay.
Because it's not just one line.
Right.
So if
Right.
so Emily, if you could kind of expand on that, it's not just, Motives Cosmetics from the Motives Cosmetics warehouse.
No, no, not at all. What I love about this particular brand, and trust me when I tell you I've used all of the brands, you know, and that's the reason why I kind of like, wait, this doesn't even make sense. You know, it's just this is just a no-brainer, obviously. What the company does is they don't actually manufacture the actual products. They are what you would call a product brokerage. So what they do is they go out, they find out what's trending, and they have a whole team that's just out there looking what's hot, what's new, what's going on, what is everybody talking about, where is the buzz, right? And then they find out, well, who's making the best one? So who's making the best matte lipsticks? Who is that manufacturer? So then they'll go to the manufacturer and they'll tell them, listen, we have millions and millions of customers. So now we're able to buy this product because it's so hot right now. We're able to buy this product um, at a reasonable cost, so in quantity, so that we can sell it to our customer at a reasonable cost. That's what I like
Right.
about it. And so now Motives is actually working with, I think the last time I heard they were working with 11 manufacturers, where most products, they have one manufacturer. The manufacturer builds the entire line, and they put their name on it, and they ship it out, and they distribute it. That's what I love about Motives. They are looking for the best of the best. So whoever's making the best lipstick, that's who we're working with. Whoever's making the best mascara, that's who we're working with. As soon as someone else makes a better mascara, we say thank you for your time. We have no contracts or no ties to that person. We just move on to
Mm-hmm.
the person who's making the best product. So with this line, you always know that you are getting the best of the best that's out there, that's available.
Yeah. And that's a great explanation. I think it's so important as beauty professionals because we're already busy.
Yeah.
Like who has time, who has time nowadays to go out and really research, like
Right.
really research and
Mm-hmm.
test and play and buy all of these things for like research and development for your own branding, right?
Right.
So the fact that Motives does that already for you is pretty unreal.
Yes. That's a big deal for me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty unreal for
Yeah.
sure. So I just want to let everybody know that just in case, because we are rounding down now, if
Mm-hmm.
anybody has any questions
Mm-hmm.
for any of us, really, the three of us, please type in now, okay, so
Mm-hmm.
that we can hopefully answer them live. We'll have time to do this live. We do have
Okay.
a few comments that I'd like to read very quickly. Um,
Okay.
let's see. Oh, Christina really loves the idea, and I'm assuming that she's talking about the paint party idea with the custom blend.
Yes.
um, oh, and Monina says that she's scheduling a paint party right now.
I love
Good.
that.
Please take pictures because I love to see it happening. It's so cool.
And, yeah, and Jessica says, I believe it's also truly loving what you do and making them feel amazing when they leave, and you will get referral that way as well. And I'm assuming that that was from earlier, and Jessica is referring to, building your book as a hairstylist,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
that's amazing. Maria would like to know what kind of material do you leave with salon owners for a custom blend, like for them to review it?
Oh, so I created this. I wish I would have had it in front of me. I should have thought of that. It's in my
That's
car.
okay. No, that's
Okay.
okay.
So I created this card. It's like a jumbo postcard. And on one side, I have a picture of the tower, so you can see the custom blend. And
Hmm.
then, right, just like that, exactly. And then I have, on the top it says why salon owners or why beauty professionals or why spa owners. I have, different ones depending on where I'm going.
Right,
Um,
right.
and sometimes I have one that just says beauty professionals love custom blend. And then it has 10 reasons why. So I had the 10 reasons why. And then the first reason is the profit margin. I mean, because it's a business. So it is what it is. And then I have all of the, there it is. Yay!
Ah!
I
That's
have
it.
it.
Woo! Thank you. So, what I do to stand out, because so many people have, uh, so many people drop off literature. So I didn't want it to just sit there like ordinary literature. So I literally, on the back of that, this picture that you see, and that's another thing, pick a picture that you love and use it on everything. Don't change the pictures because that's part of branding. So this picture that you saw on the webinar, that one exactly, I have it so big on the back of that card. It's like it takes up the whole card, and it's so obnoxious. And when I hand it to them, I'll say, this is da 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 da, and I explain to them to what it is, and then I'll say, and if you need to get in contact, let's book a demo. I would love to book a demo to just show you how it works and how it's just a beautiful match for salons and beauty professionals. And if you
Yeah.
want to get in contact with me, I turn it over, and they're like, whoa, because the picture is so obnoxious. It's so big. But
They're
I
not
want to see
forgetting
what you
you.
have. Yeah, I want to see it.
I don't
yeah,
have the other side, so.
I'll post because I didn't post it. So it has my phone number really big and my email like real obnoxious because I don't want it to be just a regular piece of literature that they receive every day. So they laugh and we laugh, and I hope to hear from you. And do you mind if I follow up with you in a couple days? Here's the one thing I wanted to say. As a salon owner, please do not interrupt the salon owner. If she's busy, this is what you do. You walk in and you talk to the receptionist and you get her name and you talk to her and you say, Sally, listen, this is who I am. This is what I have to offer. I'd love to show your staff. It would be incredible in here. This is a beautiful salon, but this is what I'm going to do for you. If you make sure that the salon owner sees this, talks about it, and if you get a date, ask her for some dates where I can come in and show a demo. It'll take like an hour or 2 hours. We could do it on a Monday because most salons are closed on a Monday. Then I'm going to give you a gift. And I always give her like a beautiful palette, and I'll send her a picture. I'll email her, or I'll tell her to follow me on Facebook, and then I'll inbox her what the gift is going to be so that she kind of hustles and talks to the owner to basically book the event. And then I follow up with her. And then once I follow up with her, and then she connects me to the owner, and then we get it done.
Awesome.
I love it.
I love it too. And it seems like just a way to connect salons also, and makeup artists and beauty professionals of all kinds, connect them so that they're not in competition, but they're actually helping each other regardless of what they're doing. Exactly. So I think that's amazing, 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 amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. This was so much fun.
This was great. This was great. And Sarah says that we're great. Thank you, Sarah.
We could probably talk for hours, but I know we have to try to keep this an hour just so everybody doesn't, not too much. So,
absolutely.
You know what? Maybe we'll have you on again, sometime. I know we've got quite a lineup coming up, but I would love to hear more of your ideas, or that could be maybe even another series at some point, because we're going to just keep on going.
Absolutely. I think what you guys are doing, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I think what you guys are doing is, I would like to market this so that we can get more beauty professionals to tune in, because just your lineup is just amazing, and I think that they can learn so much, and it's super important for self-education. Just take a moment, take an hour, learn something new, get inspired by someone that is you don't know, or just learn something new from someone that's not what you normally would be talking to or normally is mentoring you. Right. I think that's super important.
Yeah, and we're all three of us, or everyone we have on is so passionate about the industry, and this is just a way for us to help as many people as we can, because we know how it is. So we're just going to keep on doing it as long as you guys keep tuning in, and we have guests. We're just going to keep going. So make sure to tune in every week, or when we have them, we post on our social media. You can go ahead and follow all of us. We have all of our pictures up there with our websites, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, by searching, or most of our names are on there. So definitely follow all of us. Reach out to one of us or the person who invited you, because we have a life-changing thing going on here. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. And this is also no matter what location you are in. So, I know we all have people in our lives that we mentor and help, both in and out of the motives business, around the world, really. So so even if you're not in New Jersey or in New York, you can still ask me for help, or same thing with Leigh, and same thing with Emily. So
absolutely.
So any time. So all right, so then let's close it out. Emily, thank you again so much. Leigh, thank you as always.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me,
ladies. Yeah.
All right, have a great night, guys.
Good
See you
night.
next time.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ladies. Thank you.